Hello everyone and welcome back to Do We Know Them, episode 83, sick edition. I am so sorry for my voice. I can hear it already and it's bothering me, and I know it's gonna bother you because
when did that happen?
Well, you know how, so my kids have been sick for the last week and it's been a fucking nightmare. Amelie got
for the last
my
3
daughter.
months.
Yeah, basically. But my daughter got so fucking sick. I was so worried. It was horrible. And then she finally got over it. And then the morning she started feeling better, I started getting stuffy. I was like, no. So yeah, I don't feel bad. It's all here and I'm just I'm talking annoying.
Don't you feel like that's even more annoying than when you do feel bad? Because you're like, just go away.
Yeah, honestly, it's like a tedious thing. It's not so much like any sort of pain or anything. But yeah, I'm sorry for my voice, okay? Well, lucky for you, Lily, they're gonna be making fun of my voice this time, so don't worry, sister.
Now you'll know how it feels.
If you guys remember early Do We Know Them days, I did an episode with COVID. It was our second episode.
You had COVID and something. Didn't you have COVID and strep at the same time? I don't know how you were even awake, but thank you for pressing on.
Of course. Yeah, so today's episode, we'll just get into it, is random.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like the last one was kind of random too, but
yeah, but the last one was so intense. So many people had thoughts on our last episode.
Know.
It was so intense.
We finished and I was like, what just happened? Do you want to go first with yours?
Okay, so this is how we usually do it. I'm going to show Lily someone. I want to know if you've ever seen them before, because they have been previously all over my For You page, and I've known of them for a very long time. Do you know this woman and child?
I don't believe so.
So this TikToker goes by the name of Scarlett and Tiana, and Scarlett is the daughter. Tanya? Oh, that's a hard one. I thought it was Tanya spelled wrong, but I'm like, you wouldn't spell your name wrong in your username. So
I think.
Interesting. So Scarlett is the little girl, and Tanya, Jesus, I'm sorry, is the mom. And they got big for 2 things. One was Tiana, who is a white woman, doing her daughter, Scarlett, who is biracial's hair, right? So that's a big topic online where it's white women will have biracial children and a lot of them will not educate themselves on properly taking care of their hair. So they basically let their hair go neglected. And a lot of biracial people have grown up and said, that fucking sucks. Having parents who didn't know how to take care of my hair. So she got big for doing Scarlett's hair and she does it well. And she also got big for having Scarlett do affirmations. They do things like stand in the mirror and then she'll say I love my hair, I love my skin,
Repeat after me.
Okay.
I am beautiful.
I am beautiful.
I am strong.
I am strong.
I'm good.
I am good.
I'm really careful.
Oh, you're really careful? Good job.
I love my hair.
Good. I love my hair. I don't need to have straight hair to be beautiful.
I don't need straight hair to have beautiful.
To be beautiful. That is right. And I love my brown skin.
I love my brown skin. I love my curls.
I love my curls.
I'm fierce.
I am fierce.
I'm a superhero.
I'm a superhero.
things that people loved and they were like, oh my God, that's so sweet, whatever. Wonderful,
Things
right?
that I do not do.
No, same. But what happened was I've seen multiple tricklings of exposing behind the scenes, okay?
No.
I've seen things that for some reason, it's either she's on live and she doesn't know that the camera could see her, or she straight up will upload a clip that I'm like, it's very Brooke Houts when she forgot to edit out the fact that she abuses her dog. How does that happen? I've been on YouTube for a decade. We make a lot of editing mistakes on this channel, okay? So don't even come for us there.
It's not leaving stuff in.
We actually cut out a lot of things that I'm like, oh, you know what? There's no reason for us to either be controversial on that topic or we went a little bit too, opinionated. That shouldn't be platformed. We take that out. We don't accidentally leave a controversial opinion in or something.
No.
She just leaves stupid shit in, and this one I was like, oh my God.
No, what are the bad things?
What's really sad too is the girl is just so sweet. She's so sweet, and you can tell with all family vloggers it's the same shit. They feel like they need to perform, they feel like they need to be on it, they feel like they need to do the right thing to get the right content for their parent, otherwise their parent's gonna be pissed. And she gets pissed if it's not done right for her content. She gets pissed.
Oh, I don't have time to do that. Your brother's going to do it in the car. Get in your seat. Now, let's go. Come on. Love you. You say hey to everybody? Do you know where your brush is? Huh?
I don't want to be there. I don't want to be in there.
Okay, tell everybody bye.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, all right, bye. She doesn't want to be on camera, so we got to go. Bye.
Sorry.
It's okay. If you don't want to be on it, that's fine.
So she's saying it's fine, but when you look at her reflection in the mirror, she's like going like sit down. You better fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
And, like,
miming to her basically.
The fact that a 6-year-old is like aware enough to be like, I don't want to be on camera. Like,
yeah.
that means
she's
one, you're
super
doing
smart.
it too much.
And then that she feels the need to apologize when she doesn't do it right. So literally the mom is in the mirror telling her like, sit down and like basically tell them hi, like perform for them. And she doesn't want to. And then she wants to come back on camera and be like, it's okay. She doesn't want to be on camera. Oh, is it okay? Because you were literally just off to the side, like telling her that she better do it. And then there was a comment that was like, guys, this is just discipline. Discipline for what? Because she didn't want to be on camera. This is unacceptable. But the other video is like them assembling a cabinet. And I cannot believe she uploaded this.
Well, Scarlett, you haven't even done your side yet. Come on, man. Do your side.
Don't gotta yell.
Huh? It's still loose, dude. Come on. Put it on. They can't see. They can't see you. You're covering the whole thing. Go back and come back around. And go.
I don't know if you recognize these cabinets, but these are like one of the main ones that have gone kind of like viral on TikTok Shop. Like people are like, oh my God, these storage cabinet, which by the way, I'm like, they look so fucking flimsy and shit. But whatever.
And they look so just like cheap.
Like I'd use them if someone gave them to me for free and like I put them in my garage. But,
I
like,
was just going to say, maybe I'd put them in the garage, but not for a decorative piece.
I don't know how this screenshot was taken 45 minutes after this was posted. Was this an accident? I just have no idea why she would upload this. She's badgering this child to, first of all, help her build it in the first place. Okay? She's 6 years old, bitch. Build it
I was
yourself.
just going to say, since when do 6-year-olds like put furniture together?
Literally. And it's like, okay, if they do help you, then have it be hey, we're going to do this together. We'll figure it out. I mean, okay, do me and my husband fight every time we assemble IKEA furniture? Yeah, we do. Okay, that's for sure. But not my children. Like, I genuinely just cannot understand. Number one, like yelling at your kids like this in general. Like I've said it before, I will yell at my peak of overstimulated. Like when I just absolutely can't, and I always apologize after because it's just, I don't like to yell at people in general, let alone my children. Like I don't want to do that. And she's yelling at her for the most minuscule thing, like her side is loose. Maybe it's because she's fucking 6 and she'd rather be outside playing.
And she doesn't understand how to put furniture together. Like that's so weird. And that she's saying like, don't yell. Like you don't gotta yell.
I know. And so she has addressed this a few times. And one of them, she was just like, yeah, okay, sometimes I yell. And like Scarlett has like gotten 3 whoopings is what she calls them, like in her whole life.
So I yell, basically. Every once in a while, Scarlett's maybe got 3 spankings in her whole entire life, and she's almost 6, okay?
Okay.
I know.
Well, first of all, she's 6, so that's like kind of a lot, it feels like. Also, like, I don't think I ever got spanked.
I remember the 2 times I got hit, and I remember them vividly. But like, yeah, I wasn't regularly hit, but when I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is the worst thing. I literally wanted to call the police. I just find it so disgusting and indicative of just family channels as a whole. And we've talked about this so many times where it's like, my God, do you love your daughter or is she just fucking content to you? For real. Because there's people like Jordan Woods. Do you remember that whole thing?
Yeah. Well, no. What about
Is Jordan Woods Kylie Jenner's best friend?
Ex-best friend, yeah.
That's not who I meant to say.
Oh, I was gonna say, did she have a kid? What?
No, she doesn't. Jordan, what's that family vlogger's name? Oh, hold on. Why do I just say names without thinking? Jordan Cheyenne.
Oh, why do I know who that is, but why?
Yeah, so I used to follow her and she followed me and like we tweeted each other a few times and then all of a sudden that one video was leaked where she's like forcing her son to pose for the thumbnail while he's crying.
Yes.
Put your hand like this. But let them see your mouth. Let them see your mouth.
Oh, Mom, I'm actually crying.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
I'm actually crying.
I know. Look at me. Look at me. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's over, it's over.
And when I see that, like, even till this day, she's said, like, you know, I have apologized profusely to my son. Like, I kind of, like, lost sight of whatever. No. I'm sorry. I don't doubt you love your son. And I think she did step away from the internet, if I'm not mistaken. And good. Because there is just so much wrong with that. Like, your son is sobbing because your puppy almost died.
And then you want him to cry harder.
He's literally telling you, like, Mom, I'm crying for real. And she's like, yeah, I know. But put your head like this. Excuse me? Like,
so I think the thing is that for a lot of family vloggers, I do think it starts as an innocent enough thing when it's not for money. But as soon as they get to a place where it is something they're depending on for that income, then they just lose sight of everything and they just treat it like a job. And guess what? Your 6-year-old didn't sign up for the job.
that's why they say that they're too young to consent in general
100%.
to be on film, because they don't understand the repercussions or what any of it really means long term.
It has to just fuck with their psyche to grow up doing things for content. Because, like, I mean, kids in, like, high school and stuff already are going to be doing stuff for content because of how prevalent social media has become. But, like, I can't even imagine when you're growing up doing it. They probably have such a confusing time navigating, like, what they're doing for them and what they're doing for content.
Yeah, and remember, this is what's made it onto the internet. And imagine what goes on behind the scenes. You know, like, people are gonna slip up and you're gonna see things through the cracks, but you can rest assured that it's way fucking worse behind the scenes. And I just feel horrible for this girl. And again, it's like, yeah, I'm sure she buys Scarlett things that she needs, but, like, is she gonna be set up for life from TikTok? No, she's
Probably
fucking not.
It's probably paying their rent and stuff.
Exactly. This is her mom's job that she would have never gotten as big if it wasn't for Scarlett.
At all. Literally, Scarlett's the reason she got big.
Yeah, and that's why she literally needs to, like, grab Scarlett, like, help me build these drawers, because nobody wants to watch her build the drawers herself.
First of all, maybe you should use some of your income to have someone else build the fucking drawers.
Right? I know. And it's like, it's just so sad because I feel like Scarlett loves her mom, and it's, like, confusing to see your mom upset with you because you don't want, it's just so, like, I feel like when she grows older, she's gonna be like, oh my God, what the fuck happened?
Mortifying.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are all not perfect. Everybody's got something they got to work on. Everybody does. Mine happens to be my patient and me getting frustrated and yelling
That's kind of a huge
for
thing.
y'all to make it seem like it's anything other than that. It's not okay.
Okay, well, sorry, I didn't preface that video. I was just kind of clicking around. So that's, I guess, her addressing everything that comes out. Because listen, when things like that come out, you are going to get people that call you, like, an abuser and things like that. And I'm sure that's not fun. Like, if she's not, I mean, I don't know, but there's an argument for emotional abuse, whatever. I know that sucks to read, and she's probably, like, just floored by that alone. But at the same time, I've never fucking understood how if someone comes for you like that, or you feel like your family unit is under attack in any way, why you would continue to put it out online, like, genuinely. And I mean, the answer is money, but I don't know how you rationalize it in your head, because I can share, and I've said this a million times, only so much of my children, because I'm not going to give you that ammo to come back at me with. Like, and I'm a great mom. I'm not saying, like, people are going to come for me because I'm a bad mom or something, but, like, I'm not going to give you shit to come at me with. Like, it's just not going to happen. So how do you say this and then continue to post your daughter?
Yeah, well, I mean, even I said the last episode, much different situation, but when the bartender was oversharing, people already feel entitled to your life if you put anything online, but the more you share, the more they feel like they have this insight about you, that they know things about you. So if you're gonna post a bunch about your relationship with your daughter and then something leaks where that relationship gets kind of like, oh shit, is this all fake? Obviously people are gonna think that. And I get being defensive if people are calling you an abuser and you're not, if that wasn't, like, that was a very rare situation and you feel really bad about it. I mean, you shouldn't have done it anyway, but it's just like being so defensive makes it kind of feel like there was something there.
It honestly just seems like she doesn't understand that the reason people are coming for her is because not only did she get famous off her daughter that she's yelling at, but she got famous off of being señorita affirmations. Like, I'm gonna tell you you're perfect and beautiful.
Exactly. When the thing they're exposed for is the exact opposite of what gets it, like,
it immediately crumbles the whole facade. Some people may be like, well, you know, she just yelled at her daughter a couple times and, like, told her to, like, perform. To me, it speaks to the larger picture of it for sure. And to a lot of people, it does too, because you cannot come up on some bullshit. It's kind of like Ellen. Like, you can't come up on kindness and acceptance and then be a raging bitch. You can't do that.
Well, like, a drastic example, I think, would be, like, if you were, like, if I tried to come up as, like, a vegan influencer and was like, oh my God, you guys, all healthy eating, blah, blah, and then someone saw me in the In-N-Out drive-thru. It would just go against everything you've been, like, selling to people and the reason you've gotten this following. And it's not, like, people are gonna have understandable
That's why
concerns
this became a bigger deal, and, like, the people who do follow her were super disappointed and all that stuff, because it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? And again,
it's just like, what else is a lie?
yeah, for sure. She also just describes it like, and mine happens to be like patience and like the. No. Do we, as parents, become overstimulated? Is it fucking hard being dragged in every direction and being told, mom, 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 mom? And like literally, like, I had to get up here today to film. I had to like get their tiny hands and like pry them off my shirt. Okay. Like, it is really hard sometimes. A lot of times, most times, every day, actually. But at the same time, that is a you problem. And it's not just like, oh, it so happens that like my issue is patience. It's, hey, I have this repetitive issue where I'm taking my anger out on my children, and I need to fucking address that, period. If you're yelling at your kids every day, you need help, whether it's like emotionally or like you physically like need help with your children. And I know that's not plausible or like a possibility for everyone, and I get all of it, but I'm saying like something needs to be done if every day or even on a regular basis you're taking out your shit on your kids, because it's not fucking fair to them.
Not to mention that, like, maybe ask yourself why you're losing your patience, because maybe you wouldn't in a scenario where you're not filming stuff all the time and you need your daughter to meet these unrealistic expectations. Maybe your patience would be fine in a normal scenario. But guess what? You're putting your entire life, I don't know how much they film, but if you're going to put a large portion of your life online, that is going to, like, I'll admit that both of us, like when we have filming issues or when we're like last minute trying to scramble and do stuff.
It's triggering.
And then if you on top of it had a kid that you're trying to wrangle at the same time, understandable that you, I mean, not, you know what I'm saying. Understandable that you would have the patience issues, but not understandable that then you would continue doing the things that create the patience issues.
Oh my God, that is so true. Yeah, I feel like, especially with my kids, I'll realize that a lot of times, like, I need to like listen to them more and their needs. And I'm like, God, if I've just, not every time, sometimes they're throwing fits for no reason, but like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, like all they wanted was for me to just sit and play with them. Like, really, that's all they wanted. They didn't want to make me not be able to work and all this shit. They just wanted to spend some time with me. And it's hard, but you chose this life. You fucking, I say this every time, you brought them into this world. Like, people are like, well, you need to discipline your kids. Sure, teach them how to be like disciplined people in general, just how like all of us are disciplined to a certain extent. Like, we wake up at a certain time or we do certain things, but discipline is not military. Like, I just feel like people equate the two, where it's like, it's not like stand over there and do what I tell you. That who the fuck wants that?
And it's that they aren't doing it at the speed and the quality that you want. It's not like the little girl's like being a little asshole and like cussing your mom out at age 6. She can't put a cabinet together.
I probably can't put the cabinet together. It's just like,
right, same.
And to hear the little girl's voice just be like, you don't have to yell. Like, she wasn't yelling
and it's like
at her
she's
mom.
trying.
She's trying, but it's also just like, this is not a situation where yelling, number one, makes any sense or is going to help.
I have I would say example reference that I came across the other day that someone, I think it was like a Twitter thread, and I feel like you'll relate to it too, because I read it and was like, oh my God, yeah. And this doesn't, I think, apply to Tianya.
We'll never know.
But because she seems probably younger, like closer to like in her 30s probably. But it was about boomer parents. And I don't remember what they called it, but it was something like the boomer meltdown. And it was all these people referencing that it's like, it's a very simple problem, but it seems like a lot of baby boomer parents don't have like the wherewithal to handle, like, they just like don't have the problem solving skills and let things get to them so easily. So it'll be like if something was like out of stock that they needed at the grocery store and they like have a full on like fucking tantrum. And I feel like I've witnessed that and been like, oh my God, it's not that big of a deal. Why are you freaking out? And I think it stems from a lot of stuff that like when their generation grew up, that it was even more like militant kind of parenting, and like you're not allowed to express your emotions as much, and it's kind of just like gotten repressed over the years and they just like lose it. But it's such a thing that I have seen before where they just lose their shit and like cannot handle it over the smallest thing.
You know what it is? It's that, and people laugh at gentle parenting, which to me I call like, it's authoritative parenting, where it's not like I'm going to say yes to everything, but if I am going to say no, I'm going to explain it to you. Number one, I'm going to tell you why we're not going to do that and why it's probably not a good idea. And also, like, I feel like the whole do as I say thing is just like not productive. I think it's gotten better throughout the generations, but when we look at like boomers, for instance, they had zero coping skills because their parents had none. It was literally like how I tell my daughter, or like she sees me trying to cope with my anxiety or like breathe through something or take a step back from a situation before I explode. They didn't have that. It was all just like raw emotions being thrown at each other, and you deal with it because you're small. You can't do shit about it because you live under my roof. Like, that's all that everybody had. So I understand there's like trickling effects from that. And she probably, I don't know what her parents were like, and you know, so on and so forth. And if she was a regular person that was like someone that I knew from like a mom group or something, I would have a conversation with her on like, hey, like, you know, just try to do better from now on, which is all she could really do. Like, you can't erase what you've already done. Just try better from now on. But it's the fucking fact that she films and that she's big on TikTok because of her daughter that makes all of this a million times worse. It's like, how the fuck are you gonna get big on the damn affirmations and do this shit? Like, it's just, no.
Well, and that's the thing is, I think a lot of people probably, like, all it would take is for them to take a little step back and just kind of look at the bigger picture and realize why they're acting a certain way. And just like being made aware of it would make leaps and bounds of changes. But I think, one, she's too caught up in making content to even realize what she's doing. I can't help but wonder if probably a lot of the defensiveness isn't even rooted as much in like being upset that people think that you're like that. It's being upset that that's going to hurt your content in the future because now it's being exposed as not necessarily the most authentic.
Yeah, people... Jesus, I'm looking in the comments, sorry, of this apology, and apparently there's more videos out there because there's one that quotes her saying, "Come here and hug me," in all caps, and then almost throwing her away.
That reminds me of Ruby making her daughter come hug her after the movie theater thing.
Yeah, but the general consensus is that she's not sincere and that she's not like crying, and I don't know, people just get like a bullshit vibe from her. And then also one comment says, "That's a good observation, and clearly the social media makes her angry when it's not done right. Stop doing it. You can't handle it." Like, it's just, yeah.
Exactly. And that's what I said. I'm like, it doesn't come down to necessarily like, oh, I have a patience problem. It's I have a patience problem when my daughter isn't performing the way I want her to, so I can't post the social media I want to.
I literally get so much anxiety. I don't do like solo brand deals very much anymore. We just do like sponsored stuff on this podcast. But like when I did, and it would have to be like Instagram posts or like specific, I would get so fucking stressed just to take a picture for Instagram or something. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, but here we go. Like, it would just be the whole day.
3 days.
Yeah, the whole day would be like, shit. I would just be like, oh, I don't know. Because then I start thinking about all my followers and how they're going to hate me, and it's going to be the dumbest post and it's going to flop and the brand's going to hate me too.
And how I look, how I sound, am I doing it right?
Literally, it's just the fucking worst. So I understand how social media can be stressful, and especially when it's not turning out how you want it. And again, I don't know if she got paid for that, if she maybe just linked it or something, but I know that that was like a viral thing on TikTok, and I'm just like, I don't know if she was just trying to make it look perfect, but how about do it yourself then? Like, if you want to fucking, it looks like the flimsiest plastic drawer in the world. I'm sure you could put it together alone. Like, you don't need your daughter to do it, but wait, you do.
But also, do you? What is it adding to the video to show that your 6-year-old's helping you build furniture?
Well,
it
again,
just feels kind of random.
Nobody gives a shit about her by herself. It's Scarlett and Tanya. Tanya.
That's true.
And it's like the same with all the other family vloggers. You can't stand alone. And that is just the truth. All you know how to do is point and shoot and edit. It is what it is. And also just provoke your children to do usually embarrassing stuff. There's probably going to be more stuff in the future. I just don't know how like people who do follow them can like watch her continue on with the content with her daughter and just like get any sort of like genuine vibe from it. Like, I feel like everything I would watch would be like, ugh, how many takes did this take? There's a lot of videos too of Scarlett just like sitting there with like the straight face, just like so fucking annoyed. And maybe it's just because she's 6 and like, you know, she just doesn't want to be there. But again, it's like, maybe it's because she has to fucking be on camera, and that's annoying as hell.
And the thing is, it's like, I'm always a little leery of accounts like this just because, again, I think a lot of them start from a genuine place where it's just like a video that they happen to be filming that wasn't a hassle or wasn't pressure and like it was fine for everyone. But then that they need to turn that into an account where like maybe the affirmations, for example, like weren't all the time. It was like, she just did it once in a while. But now suddenly it's an everyday thing and that's their brand. So you're kind of forcing your kid into this inauthentic thing as well. I just wish that when things like that would go viral, that the parent wouldn't feel the need to parlay that into a career when it can just be like, no, let's just appreciate this sweet video and have it be a one-off.
Yeah, for sure. And also like even my daughter, she's not even 2 yet. She turns 2 in November. She'll be doing something, and the second I turn a camera on her to like get it for my family and stuff, she just stops.
No more.
She looks at me like, what the
like my
fuck are
dog.
you doing? They are very aware of when they're being recorded. Even my son, he's always hated being on camera. Like, it feels very performative for them. And they're like, oh, people are watching me. And they don't even know what that even means. But they just know, like, this is not an authentic moment. I was doing this with my mom, and now all of a sudden there's a camera in my face. Like, they don't even like that.
Exactly.
Even if they don't know what's behind it. So, I don't know. This was not, like, a huge thing. And it's been, like, over time, like that first live video got leaked months ago. And it wasn't until this recent cabinet one that I was like, oh my God, can you stop? So I wanted to talk about it, but it's really like, I feel like we're just going to keep seeing things like trickle over the months. Like she just like every so often gets exposed for screaming at her daughter and like making her do shit for her account.
Well, it seems like at this point, like very few family vloggers haven't been exposed for some kind of moment.
Yeah.
That it's like the curtain is pulled back and they're like, oh shit, we didn't mean for you to see that. And it's like, well, first of all, you should have been more careful editing. Second of all, you shouldn't have done it to begin with.
Yeah. You know what we didn't cover in our 8 passengers update, and we don't have to get super into it, but Bonnie, the sister, posted a YouTube video. Did you see that?
Yeah, because Angelica covered that aspect. She's posted a few, including one where they went on a road trip recently. And it was like to kind of get away and reset, which valid. I think it must be absolute hell going through being related to Ruby.
Just in general, but especially now.
But one of the things that she says is that she was trying not to film very much and she was planning on not filming at all on this trip, but that the kids came to her and they were upset that she wasn't filming, which very much might be true. But
Why is it true?
We got here, I had 3 separate kids come to me and say, why aren't you going to film this? Are you going to film this? And I told them that I wasn't going to. And Boston cried. And Lincoln was like, but I want to see what all the things that I can do. I want to look back at this video. And Cody's the one that kind of got mad. And he said, why? He said, why do we not get to do this anymore? And I thought, you know, you're right. Why don't we? Why can't we? Why do I feel like I can't? And they were pissed. Not only were they sad, but they were pissed, and they said, no, we want you to film this. We're going to be mad if you don't. And so I really did. I wasn't planning on filming the trip, and I definitely have filmed it not quite in a way that I normally would, but I think it's really nice that the kids want these videos.
But did you teach them how to be this way?
and that's what I said, like about how like high schoolers already are going to be obsessed with social media. But if you have conditioned your kid to think everything needs to be for content their entire life, you're fucking with their brain.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we treaded really lightly when we first covered Ruby and everything and the sister aspect of it all. We read their statement. We kind of just respected it for what it was and we moved on because it's difficult to speculate on a lot in the beginning when you don't fully know, like we're not familiar with Bonnie's fucking content. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
the
we don't,
dynamic
yeah.
and-
We honestly
yeah.
just found out like, oh, I guess they have family channels too. The more I've looked into it and the more I see, I quite frankly think that the sisters are not far off from Ruby. I'm not saying in the same like duct tape aspect of it, but in the exploitative nature and also in the like they were on board even a little bit into connections. They were on board for it, and it wasn't until like halfway they're like, this is maybe a little bit too much. So they were on board with Ruby and like her style of doing shit all throughout the 8 passengers journey, and they sure as hell were on board with it when it got them followers because they're Ruby's sisters. So I don't know. And also, people have found content that is like, oh, did you see the whole baby blanket thing?
Oh yeah, I didn't really know much about like I don't know anything.
I guess
about
the whole
babies,
thing
so.
is like training your baby not to leave the blanket. And I'm just like, they're 8 months old.
Yeah, I was like, because they can't.
Well, no, I think her baby could like slightly move, or maybe it was like a year old. I'm not sure. But like, honestly, what? Aren't you supposed to be like promoting movement at that age? Like if they do any movement, you're like, hell yeah, like, oh my God, this is amazing. She's like, stay in this square or else. Like, it's just weird. I don't understand that.
So what I've seen is that it definitely didn't seem like they had any huge issues with her prior to connections. It seems like when Jody got involved is when everything started to kind of get a little murky. And then even kind of some of their descriptions of it, it's like, well, we haven't spoken on Ruby because like, what are we supposed to say? We think our sister's fucking weird and like don't want her to talk talk about this weird shit anymore. They didn't say it like that exactly, but I think the thing is that people are upset about is because they do seem like they were all very close before all of the Jody stuff started happening. Because like for me, like if something happened to me, my aunt wouldn't necessarily, like I have 2 pairs of aunts and uncles and I'm not particularly close with either of them.
Well, that's where it gets murky, because the way that Bonnie describes it, she says that they were so close that they would regularly swap children. So like Ruby would take all the girls and she would take all the boys, and like they would just stay in each other's houses and like for days. Like they swapped children regularly. And then it wasn't until Ruby's kids, this is how Bonnie describes it, started trying to like indoctrinate her children with the connection shit, that she cut off all ties. And she told Ruby, like, I do not want them over my house anymore, like to sleep over. And after that is when Ruby, this is how Bonnie describes it, started kind of going off the deep end and going further into connections, but also simultaneously like accusing her parents of abuse and like people in her family of abuse.
that was weird too. Yeah.
My thing is, if you were that close to your nieces and nephews, how could you let them go like that?
It seems like they prioritize just their own kids and like their
I get it.
well-being
I do
over
get it.
her kids, which at the end of the day, yes, they're your priority. But if you had even, I mean, and I'm not saying they did, but if you had any inkling that there might be things maybe amiss, you know, especially as Jody got more prominently involved in their life, then
Do something. Like they say that they pursued all this legal shit, and I don't know that they did.
that's the thing. I'm like, I don't know what you could do besides call CPS, and it seems like CPS wasn't doing anything when anyone called.
Yeah.
But it feels like the aunts and uncles reporting them would hold a lot more weight than neighbors calling.
Yeah, honestly, I just think that their statement and stuff just holds a little bit less weight in my eyes, where I'm just like, oh, okay, so you guys aren't the heroes of this. You're not like, oh, we worked tirelessly for months and like this is exactly what we were like fighting for. Except, you know, you just kind of went your own way because you were protecting your children. Okay, I get it. I understand estranged family. I understand losing family members to crazy shit. And you're just kind of like, I can't talk to that person. That person is someone I can't communicate with anymore. And it's really unfortunate when there's kids entangled in that. But I don't know, just everything. The family vlogging of it, the statement, I'm like, something's not right.
Well, and I also find it a little interesting, I'll say. It wasn't them that cut off Ruby. Ruby cut them off.
She did, because after the whole no sleepover thing, she just basically lost her shit.
Oh, okay. Well, and also just that she was like full on like Jody knows all, and like I guess that was when she started accusing the mom of stuff, and it was just like got weird. So the mom was the only one that she like had a conversation with before she totally just removed herself from the family.
That was the interesting part when Bonnie's describing the alleged abuse that Ruby like accused her parents of, which by the way, I don't know anything about Ruby's parents, but they all turned out a little weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say, seeing how Ruby is, like, it would explain some stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even remember exactly what they said she accused them of. But
Yeah, she doesn't, I don't know if she explicitly states it, but she does say that she even started to question, like, did those things happen? Like, I'm unsure, maybe I don't remember. And she started trying to think, like, did that happen? And the way she confirmed it didn't happen was they all sat together and, like, the parents told them, like, no, that didn't happen. I'm like, what? Like, I was just like, well, that's not very convincing. Like, I don't really know. I don't understand. However, I will say I don't think anybody in that family, I'm not talking about the kids, I'm talking about all the adults, is normal. That's all. That's my thoughts.
I just think that, as I said earlier, that there's very few family vloggers that haven't been exposed for
Right.
stuff, and the fact that they haven't necessarily only makes me wonder when they will be.
That's the thing. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when with all family vloggers. I feel like I'm like, what are you hiding? Because like even that Jordan Cheyenne girl, she seems super wholesome. I followed her. And then I was like,
Because at one point they probably are.
yeah, that's the truth. Yeah.
Not all of them.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is true. It's just the intentions start off that way and then just plummets downward. But anyway, that's all I had. Do you want to tell us about this principal nonsense on TikTok?
Yeah.
I saw some things about it. It's impossible for you to completely surprise me with a TikTok topic. I always hear something.
I know, I'm
about
sorry.
it.
Shout out to Andrew for tweeting me this thread because it helped me not have to just go on a wild goose chase on.
Andrew Giglio.
I feel like sometimes TikTok search is like just spot on, and then other times I'm like, can you just tell me what happened?
Yeah, and it's just 20 people with their heads in front of the text, and you're like, kill me.
Yes.
No, please.
Oh my God, the green screen videos fucking kill me.
It's literally the most important part of the text, and their big old noggins covering it. You're like, bitch.
I can't tell you the amount of times I've had to like Photoshop like multiple things together to get them out of. I'm like, just go.
Are
away.
you serious? Oh my gosh.
Where to start?
Well, didn't the girl post a video?
Yeah, well, so I was like, I feel a little weird showing it because she's 17, but I don't think she would mind because it's not that bad. It was an after party to a homecoming, and so it was not on school property, which actually I wanted to do a quick little side note of what were your school dance after parties like in high school?
Oh, high
Could
school?
you have been taking videos and broadcasting them and like everyone would have been great? Because I know mine wouldn't have been.
Are you trying to cancel me, Lily?
We can't get canceled for stuff that happened in high school that we were minors
Okay,
for.
thank God.
I guess I wasn't a minor at prom, but regardless, like I have, they're all private, but like on my Facebook, I have albums from our after party from prom, which now I'm like, did I post these and have them public?
Okay,
in high
I have
school
some too. Can we share some?
with our audience.
Yeah.
I guess I would just blur everyone
Trigger
else's
warning.
faces. Yeah, I guess.
Underage drinking, extreme.
I literally have one of my friends do it. Like she has her shirt pulled up and someone's doing a body shot off her.
I had a pimp cup, so with the dollar sign on it.
Oh, well, I mean, I had one of those in college.
And I
yeah.
also, for my sweet 16 birthday, had a shot necklace.
Well, I mean, I showed you pictures from college that I was still not 21 yet. My staple was that I would have a water bottle of vodka and a bottle of Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper. It makes me want to throw up now, but...
You know what I used to do when I had an iron stomach, before I could literally just drink beer, White Claws, and wine? Otherwise, I die.
Four Locos?
Oh, yeah, girl. I would do Four Locos all the time, but no, that was actually a treat.
Before they changed the recipe?
Yeah, I did it back when I had crack in it. But I literally used to get, like, I used to steal my parents' alcohol. So I had to do it on the low because there was, like, alcohol there. And they don't really drink, so they would never notice. But you can't steal it all from one because that'll look ridiculous. So I would get, like, a little bit of whiskey, a little bit of vodka, a little bit of tequila, and a little bit of rum. And I would shake it in a water bottle. And I was wondering why I would only do 2 shots before I was, like, dead.
Throw up.
No, literally, I did throw up. But, like, it was so unhinged. And this is not to glamorize underage drinking. Please, don't do it.
No.
No, stop it. And if you do it responsibly. We're like the Mean Girls mom.
If you're gonna drink, I'd rather you do it in the house.
Is there alcohol in this?
Oh, God, honey, no. What kind of mother do you think I am? Why do you want a little bit? Because if you're going to drink, I'd rather you do it in the house.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I want to show some of my prom pictures because I was just hammered. Like, what this girl did, I did see it on TikTok. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you don't know High School Jessie. High School Jessie had her own story time channel. I would have never survived in this school.
That's the thing. It's like, for our dances, they were very strictly monitored. Like, if they even suspected that you were drinking, they would breathalyze everyone. Like, everyone had party buses and limos. So it's like, if they even smelled it slightly, they were like, everyone in a line, and they would breathalyze everyone. And
you went to a nice
I had friends
school.
I had friends that went to senior prom, but they went as juniors, and they all got breathalyzed because someone threw a beer can out of their party bus when they arrived.
Oh,
I'm like,
smart.
Smart. So then they all got breathalyzed, and my friends couldn't go. Like, they had boyfriends that were seniors, and they weren't allowed to go to their graduation.
Oh my God.
It was absurd. But so for us, everything happened at the after parties. Prom you were sober for, and then you would just kind of leave early and then go have your after party. But back to, actually one more quick story. The stealing the parents' alcohol. I think this was even after I was 21, but I just like was poor. So when I would be home, luckily my mom didn't drink an array of alcohol. She was mostly a vodka girl. So I would go to take some, but then if it was like getting low, I don't even remember like the logistics completely, but basically I would fill it like a little back up with water. Well, if you do that several times, guess what? Then it's all water that you're leaving behind. Sometimes she would let me have it. She'd be like, yeah, there's some Smirnoff in the cabinet. I would go and I put it in a water bottle and I put it in the freezer to make it cold, and alcohol doesn't freeze. Well, water does. And I'd take it out and I'd be like, shit.
Yeah, literally, my parents used to like never really drink the alcohol, but when they did, they always wondered why they never got drunk and why their whiskey looked like ginger ale.
Water.
Yeah, literally, it was so bad. But man, we were little demons, weren't we?
I mean, sometimes.
We survived though.
In retrospect, I could have been a lot worse.
Oh my God, same. I tell my mom that all the time. I'm like, I have never tried a hard drug in my life, so that says something.
My mom would like accuse me. Sometimes she'd be like, are you doing drugs? And I'm like, Mom, I hadn't even smoked weed till college. And that's it. When I saw Coke for the first time, I was like, what are you guys doing?
I saw Coke for the first time in a very famous person's house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Literally, I was looking at my friend and I looked to my right and this person had a plate of Coke and passed me a rolled up dollar bill. And I shit you not, I was like, oh, no, thank you. And I got so scared, I left home. I was like, I want to go home.
I went into someone's bedroom in college thinking that they were smoking. No, they weren't.
It feels like we're all gonna die. Like when I see cocaine, I'm like, oh, so we're gonna overdose and die. Like it's literally the scariest thing. Oh, anyway.
Oh my God. Back to this principal in high school, and it was just about dancing. There's no drugs or alcohol. Apparently, the DJ posted this video, which that I think is a little weird.
Okay.
I'm like, maybe the DJ shouldn't be posting videos of 17-year-olds dancing, but all the other kids' faces are blurred. It's just hers. And it's only like a quick clip, but that's her. And it's nothing. I'm like, okay.
Wait, first of all, it's so fucking dark. She's the one in the yellow shirt?
It's a girlfriend in front of her.
Oh.
She's the one in the neon. And then it's like, she like slaps the girl's butt a couple times and is like joking, dancing behind her.
I have pictures. I'll put it up right here of me doing the same thing.
You're like, that's nothing.
Literally, like, I feel like that was my signature move in high school.
Oh my God. I literally believe that 100%. So then we get to, here's the principal. His name is Jason St. Pierre, where he won National Principal of the Year, actually.
Wait, national?
That's what it says.
That's the USA. The whole of it.
2022 Varsity Brands School Spirit Principal of the Year, a national award that recognizes those principals who elevate student experiences at their campuses.
Is it one of those things where you have to like submit your nomination and you can like nominate yourself and he's like
Probably.
the only one who did? Because that makes sense.
Probably. But not the important part of the story. But
His name is Jason St. Pierre. Is he French?
I don't know, Jesse. Didn't look into
I can
his-
go into a million things before we even get
Genealogy.
started. Don't try me.
Oh God. This feels like a French last name too, though. Timonet?
Timonet. Any relationship to what is his name? Timothy Charlemagne?
Yeah. Timothée.
It's supposed to be Timothée, but that always just seemed like too obnoxious a requirement to put on people.
And he looks like a Timothée.
But yeah, so the student, she was the student body president, student government president.
Period.
So after this video got leaked, I guess, after the principal saw it, which, why is the principal seeing it? How did he come across that video?
Yeah, I have questions.
After he sees it, he makes sure that she is kicked out of the student government and he retracts his scholarship recommendation for her.
Holy
Do you want to know why? I mean, because she was dancing, obviously.
Yeah,
but
I
do you
was
want to
like,
know
is it-
specifically his reasoning? Because she was not living in the Lord's way.
No, stop.
I would like to point out that this is a public school.
Not him being Ruby's estranged brother.
He was part of Connections.
So wait, this all became popular because she posted, like she outed it, right? She posted a video that was like a story time type of thing.
Oh, I didn't ever see that.
I saw it on TikTok. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did.
Okay, so if you don't know me, my name is Kaylee Timonet. I'm a senior at Walker High School. I've gone to Walker schools my entire life. A situation just happened. So basically, at an after party that was not school sanctioned, nothing to do with school, was put on by me. I've always had the after parties. There's a video of me that was sent in to my principal taken off of a DJ's promotional website. Basically, my friend was dancing in front of me, and I was like doing like this, hyping her up, just being a normal 17-year-old. And then I was called into the principal's office, basically stripped of all my achievements. I was no longer allowed to be part of student government, anything like that, because of the video. I hysterically started crying. I couldn't even control myself because I hate to be in trouble. I hate to disappoint people. This full story is unfiltered with Kyron, by the way, if you want to see all of it, and I go into more detail. So keep in mind, I go to a public school, okay? So I was basically told that I need to change my morals and values because I was not living in God's ideals. I had Bible verses printed out, given to me that I needed to read, apparently. I was questioned about if my friends lived through Jesus, everything like that. And they said they were worried about my afterlife. In that moment, I was crying so much because everything I worked for taken away. I mean, that's a big deal to me. I haven't spoke about this much before, but now there's a lot of people at my school. People made buttons. This is everywhere. People are supporting me, and I just wanted to come on here and say it's hard for me to reply to everyone, but this community is amazing. Like, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Whenever I left that office that day in tears and shambles because I had a scholarship taken away, my application taken away for a scholarship that was for the Senate. Also, I was told I have no chance of being Student of the Year anymore. But even shout out to the people, one of my good friends, she made shirts. People are buying them everywhere. This support is unmatched. When I left that office, back to what I was saying, I felt like I could never go to school again. That sounds so dramatic, but I was mortified. And he kept asking me if I wanted to see the video. I kept saying, no, thank you, no, thank you. Showed me anyways, and all I could do was cry. I never wanted to show my face at that school again because I felt like I let down the entire community. So, and I was by myself against 2 adults, so I'm not going to stand up for myself, but basically having this community that I know is behind me has shown me that I need to have a voice. I need to stand up so this does not happen to anyone else because it's a miserable feeling. But I was able to go to school the next day because people were uplifting me and everything like that. I've seen TikToks, it's all over Facebook, on the news, everything like that. So I wanted to come on here and speak about my own story. Please go watch the video Unfiltered with Kyron so you can see the entire thing. I just really wanted to share my story, and I hope no one has to go through anything like this. And I'm so thankful for all of you that are supporting me. Much love.
And then I think that's how it gained popularity, and then people got fucking pissed.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. The news covered it because her mom lost her shit. Because the mom also was at the party this happened at. So let's watch I think she's done a few interviews, but here's an interview with both of them.
Was the party held here, somewhere else?
No, the party was at the Livingston Parish Country Club. It's about 15 minutes from here. It's a venue, a private venue. Everybody who was invited put up money and to pay for the venue, pay for the DJ. We've done this every year pretty much since my son has been in middle school.
Okay, and you were present.
Yes,
correct?
sir. I was present.
Did you see anything there that you deemed inappropriate that would warrant this type of reaction?
Absolutely not. I mean, I saw her with my own eyes doing specifically what was in the video. I mean, she's been a dancer
The daughter's
since
like,
before she's 2 years old. I mean, that is what I had the venue for, was for kids to come dance and have fun. So as far as how people dance or what somebody determines as inappropriate dancing, I mean, to me, they were just having fun. There was nothing inappropriate at all to me.
And how does this reaction by the school officials make you feel as a parent?
I was very disappointed that they did not give me the right to be in the office with my 17-year-old minor to defend her, because in an environment with a child with adults of power talking to them about a situation that does not pertain to Walker High School, it does not pertain to a Walker High School event, I was very aggravated that they had my child in tears, devastated, thinking that she did something wrong without me even being there to defend her.
And what are your thoughts on Walker High is a public school, correct?
Yes, sir. Walker High is a public school.
And what are your thoughts on Walker High trying to push, kind of their religious beliefs in that situation?
So being that the separation of church and state, and that they don't know what my faith and my beliefs are as a family, and that is not for anybody to do other than my family. Also questioning her, demanding an answer if her friends follow the Lord, and she's answering, I don't know.
They said it's a yes or no question and demanded an answer. I'm like, oh my God.
Can they be sued for this? I would sue the fuck out of them if this was my kid. Are you joking?
Right? Like, it's absurd. I'm like, this is, again, they're not even drinking or anything. There were parents there and they're freaking out. Like, she was like, not even.
And if her answer is, no, my friends don't follow the Lord, what happens then?
Right? But yeah, the biggest thing here is that even if it was at a school event, I think that's absurd, but they could maybe argue that it's against like school protocol, whatever, like their honor code. But again, it wasn't at the school, and it was like not even the kid posting the video. It was something that someone else posted at a private event and it has nothing to do with the school.
We were all grinding on each other at my prom. If you would have tried to like regulate the level of grinding in my high school prom, nobody would have showed up. Like if you would have kicked out everybody that grinded. I'm just so confused.
I think the only people that they like had an issue with, it's like if there was actually
you know what it is,
something
right?
else.
It's fucking that it was 2 girls. How much you want to bet?
Probably. That was probably another thing that was against the Lord's wishes.
About faith at all. It's a public school, not a private school. He has no right to discuss
Period.
any sort of religion with my child.
And what are the next steps y'all have ahead of us regarding this?
When I went there in the next morning to speak with him and Miss Becknell, I just let them know that they were done as far as talking to Kaylee about this situation, but I just can't, and as much as she didn't want me to do, I just cannot let someone pretty much, as an educator and administration, you should be working to build kids up. They have bullying, they have everything. If she didn't have a strong support system, what if what they did to her would have had her come home and do something that they couldn't take back? So in an administrative position, you should be looking to build kids up and looking within your own school of controlling the behavior there, not what goes on in a private event. So what I'm hoping for, what I wish is that this never happened to my daughter. What I'm hoping is that this shows that it never happens to anyone else.
You see how clear her skin looks? That's because she's a bad bitch. And that's why the principal is who he is. But I have to say, first of all, I don't think we prefaced that well, because I feel like we didn't even talk about, so they sat her down, right? They gave her a good old talking to. If I'm correct, I think she has a 4.2 GPA or something like that. Like, she was an excellent student.
Oh my God.
And she was recommended for scholarships because she was deserving of them. And so all of a sudden her entire world crumbled when her principal calls her to the fucking office and is like, was this you grinding on this girl? That's not the Lord's work.
They weren't just being like, you get detention because that was inappropriate, which that wouldn't be okay either. But on top of that, they were like, oh, by the way, we're going to fuck up your future because you were grinding.
And then also tried to do a little good old indoctrination. If I've learned anything from the people that I'm close to in my life that consider themselves Christian or have strong faith, it's that people like this are so utterly fucking disappointing for like every reason. It's just
they would be
fucking
appalled by
annoying.
this.
What business is it of yours what faith this other person has? If they're not badgering you about yours, leave them the fuck alone. And again, the whole like having her in the office as a minor and you are not contacting the parents to have this crazy fucking conversation, he needs to be not only removed from his position, he absolutely needs to be sued. Like, this is so invasive and insane.
Well, and apparently it left her like sobbing. Like, it was like I want to say they were in there for like at least 2 hours and she was just like crying and they were like,
of course, dude. Okay. I got in a fight with my freaking assistant principal after I did a story time about him. He like went onto my channel. It was this whole thing. Oh my God. That was slightly traumatizing times. But even as an adult, having him commenting on myself, like my heart was racing. I was like, oh my God. Like, it was this crazy thing. Why? Because he was a fucking crazy person who was so like militant and so rude and mean and demeaning to people and just made our lives unnecessarily fucking harder when it was already hard. High school was some of the hardest times of my life. Seriously, I was miserable and the most depressed and like just overall horrible feeling that I've ever been in my life. And like, you're fucking making it worse. Why? Because I wore my Crocs the wrong way, you fucking weirdo. Like, it's just so annoying. Like, literally you had to have them.
I forgot that's why.
He called it sports mode. It was just so unnecessary. And I can't imagine this having happened because I was like, especially about like my faith and stuff in high school, I was so unsure. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know who I was. Oh my God. As a mother, I would be inconsolable and so furious. And oh my God, I won't even speak on what my husband would do. He would be a freak and a menace. I will just say that.
I hope it never happens to Amelie.
Oh, believe me, it won't. Well, it's hard because I'm in like a southern state. A lot of people here do believe in like that we should have more like religion in schools and stuff. I see it on the moms groups all the time. And I'm like, well, bitch, it better not be my kid's school. I'll just tell you that.
Well, if you're putting your kids in a public school, that's not what you're signing up for. But so apparently, this was in Louisiana. The Louisiana high school principal who punished a senior because he didn't like the way she was dancing at a private party says that he's apologized to the student and her mother and said he will reinstate her as president of the student government and he will help her with scholarships for college. But I guess the thing there is like all of the deadlines have passed now. So like he fucked it up and now it might be too late.
Oh, wonderful. But I don't think he knows about the internet. Do you think he knows our wrath? I don't think he knows it. Because he's like, oh, I'll just say sorry. Oh,
he's issued an apology that I'm about to read.
We still don't care.
So he also has requested to take leave for the remainder of the 2023-2024 school year.
How about also every year after that?
I'm like, can someone just fire him? Like, I don't understand. Oh, I'm confused. Her name's Kaylee? Why have I been saying Rachel? Oh, maybe her mom's name is Rachel.
Oh.
This is a quote from the mom, whose name is Rachel. So if I misspoke earlier, I'm sorry. The daughter's name is Kaylee. Mom's name is Rachel. Quote from the mom, though, says, he was told she wasn't living in the Lord's way. It does sound like Ruby. And questioned who her friends were and if they followed the Lord. She said she didn't know how to answer that, and they said it's a yes or no question. Meanwhile, she's sobbing.
Can I ask you your opinion on someone's actions and whether that would be considered the Lord's way?
Are you referring to the principal?
Maybe. Because is it the Lord's way to be looking at explicit, in your eyes, videos of 17-year-olds grinding on each other on your off time, sir?
That's what I said. How did he come across this video and why was he watching it? Oh my God. It says,
no, what?
In disciplining her, he also, according to Timonette's mother, printed out Bible verses for the student and sent the student home with a religious bracelet.
Nah, he needs to be sued. He needs to pay for that. Seriously, you need to fucking pay for that. And if for a second you're extremely religious and you don't think he needs to pay for that, just flip it for 2 seconds in your mind. Someone does this with any other religion or with atheism or anything. You would be fucking furious. That is none of your business. That is the most personal belief someone can have, is what they believe in as far as what the fuck happened in this universe and how did it come to be and all that shit. Who the fuck are you to send home a pamphlet like if she just went to urgent care and you're giving them like a pamphlet on how to go home and take care of yourself?
But so, are you ready? I'll do a cold read of the principal's apology. Good afternoon, WHS family. That's ironic because my school was Westlake High School, so it was WHS as well. I believe it is necessary to respond to the public attention that has resulted from my actions regarding Kaylee Timonette's participation in a dance party that was sponsored in an off-site location following WHS homecoming. I've had time to consider my actions, have conversations with the Timonettes, and meet with district staff. You shouldn't have had to, sir. First, let me say that I have apologized to the Timonettes, and I am hopeful that my scheduled meeting with Kaylee's mom will rectify the situation and allow Kaylee to enjoy the remainder of her school year at Walker High School. I will be reinstating Kaylee's position on the Student Government Association. The SGA was created to give students a voice in their school and their community, to promote leadership qualities in their community, and to represent their school with pride, enthusiasm, and respect. Our student government members are held to a high standard of student behavior. While I stand by that premise, I do believe the standard deserves the input of not just myself and top administrators, but also those student leaders. Do you? Or are you just mad now that you're getting shit for it? I hope to create a path moving forward where we can all work together to create clear expectations for all. I will be reinstating my scholarship endorsement for Kaylee. At Walker High, we strive to place our students first in every decision so they may be prepared for whatever career path they aspire to take. And I believe my action will assist in doing that.
Wait, so the translation of that is a bunch of bullshit mixed in with, I'll make it more clear to people that they can't grind outside school in the future
that's
so that I can enforce it better. Sir, how about it's none of your fucking business what this 17, like, how is this preparing her? And I always have this bone to pick with school in general. How is this level of, oh, you're being held to a higher standard because you're the president of, you think Kamala Harris doesn't grind? Like, everybody grinds. Everybody's getting a little grind on, okay? We're trying to live our life,
what do you
honey.
think they're dancing? They're just at dances going like... Here's the rest of it. Finally, during my conversation with Kaylee regarding the dance party, the subject of religious beliefs was broached with the best intentions. You mean the intentions of making her subscribe to your religious beliefs? Like, what the fuck
Literally,
is that?
he only wanted her to follow the Lord's path. That was my only... Boy, if you don't... oh my God.
While that conversation was meant with the best intentions, I do understand it is not my responsibility to determine what students' or others' religious beliefs may be. That should be the responsibility of the individual. Well, it doesn't seem like you knew that, though, at all.
Fucking shit.
As principal of Walker High School, I am faced daily with many difficult decisions for the interest of our students and employees that are never taken lightly. Please know that I always strive to place our students first in every decision. It is for that reason that I have taken this corrective action. Because you didn't consider their... Like, this is the most backwards apology I've ever read.
I'm literally like, wait, what corrective action? Did I miss a part?
Like, taking away the bad decisions you made? Cool, got it. As we move forward, I ask for your continued support of Walker High School, our amazing teachers, and outstanding students. Thank you. How about no support of you, though, Jason?
It feels like he still believes that, like, he was right. And, like, well, I was trying to help her because obviously she's got the devil in her, like, obviously. And, like, I was just trying to take it out. It's just like, okay, well, nobody fucking asked you to do that. So how about if you really want to support your students, you can actually be there for them academically, how about don't infiltrate their life once they leave the fucking school, because school is already 8 hours of their day. It is 6 in the fucking morning. They're waking up to get to school on time. It's ridiculous the amount of like work a kid has to do just to like be present. And like she excels.
The fact that they are already in the school's like possession for so much time during the week, and then you're going to try and police what they're doing outside of the school when, again, it is a public school.
It's just absolutely absurd. Honestly, I can't even believe it's true. And then I can't believe that was his response, because what it should have said was, I now realize that everything I fucking did was abusing that power dynamic that I have as a principal of this school. I should have never done that, let alone bring religion to it. But like, you should have never called out what she did, period. Like, that was not any of your concern. And the fact that her mom was at the fucking party, her mom's like, I literally saw her do that. Like, it's just so fucking insane. Oh my God. Oh, I have to go. But I think that, did we get most of it or no?
Yeah, that was pretty much it, I think.
Okay.
And if we missed anything good, then tell us. But I think that was it.
Okay, so I know there's been a lot of questions. Sorry, I'm really upset right now because if y'all didn't see the video, I was not the one twerking in it. I was just behind my friend. You can look up the video, Kaylee Timna dancing at after party, and you can see this whole thing happen. Basically, Mr. St. Pierre finally came out today. He hasn't talked about it or anything for the past several days. He came out on our Walker High School app. Keep in mind, we have like 2,000 students that follow this. And he essentially posted that we have a scheduled meeting. He's reinstating my scholarship, that we both were the ones that brought up religion. First of all, he called my mom today and wanted to discuss about having a meeting. My mom considered for a second and then declined because this situation is... Sorry, my phone is about to die. But this situation is past that point. I've had enough stress and I'm upset enough. If you don't want to believe this, that's perfectly fine. I just want to come up here and share my story because it's hard and I just want everyone to hear it from me. So the scholarship is already past due. This is not true. He cannot reinstate it. I'm not saying 100%. He didn't reach out to the Senate and stuff to get this fixed, but there's no way it fixed over this short amount of time because the scholarship was due the day he called me into the office and he went through my application. Sorry. These are the things he posted in the app. Please pause if you want to read. This is the rest of the post, some more, and the last little bit. I have always been taught we do not bring up politics or religion. That is something that's way out of the picture, especially in a public school, so I don't understand why that was brought up. But he's accusing me of us both bringing up religion, which is not factual whatsoever. This is not true. There's no scheduled meeting. My mom declined having a meeting. Sorry, it's just I'm upset. And I know there's a lot of people that don't know me, and I saw things saying, like, how do we know she's actually a good person, all this stuff. You don't have to believe me, but please just have my back. Like, I just need support in this situation because many people have come out saying that they had a similar situation, and this is not fair. I hope nobody ever has to go through something similar to this. So I just want y'all to know that what he posted is not 100% true. This is not over. It's past the point of a public apology. Now it's time for legal action.
What a journey. Honestly, that was not funny because of what she had to go through, but what an interesting man that one was. I just feel like, dude, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? You thought she was going to leave and be like, he has risen indeed. I see the Lord right in front of me. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
What I did love, though, is that, like, even during the interview we watched, that the daughter's there, but she doesn't say anything. It's just her being like...
Honestly, sometimes the internet, and most of the times the internet could be the fucking worst thing ever, but sometimes it slays really hard, and this was a slay.
Yeah, I agree.
Good for her. I hope she gets all scholarships and grinds her little happy life away.
And even if I think it's past like certain deadlines, hopefully because of the attention this has gotten, they would make an exception for her.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh, see, that's why I never applied for scholarships. Also because I just didn't want to go to college. But all those deadlines, very stressful.
Oh, I just knew I wouldn't get them.
Same. Anyway, guys, that is all we have for you today. Look at us being consistent because this is definitely going up on Friday. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end, we appreciate you. This was a fun little journey we had today, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Also, I know I keep asking, and I feel like we've run dry out of ideas, but we don't know what to be for Halloween, and we're running out of time, and we just don't know what to do.
It's hard because we can't dress up as like a drama topic because everything we've covered in the last year has been absolutely fucking heinous. We're not going to be the Island Boys, okay? That's number one. And then number two, two, there's like everything else is so dark. Listen, if you see us on Halloween and I'm just like a witch or something, just vibe, okay? We all just vibe together. Let's not be crazy here.
It's hard because we're not going to be able to outdo last year's.
And honestly, maybe we just give up on that. Maybe we just give up on outdoing it. We just started off with a bang and now we fizzle out into non-existence and we just vibe on Halloween.
But we're still open to suggestions.
And I'm not going to be Ariana and SpongeBob. I think I don't even like that one.
I think that would be funny.
I don't even like that one. That one I was like, first of all, I know for a fact I'd have to fucking be SpongeBob. But number two, I literally just don't like the idea. I was like, no, but like...
I do have the Ariana ponytail now, so it could work.
I just feel like, so that was like a marriage that was actually ruined. Like, I feel like there's like too many things that I'm like, okay, like we have a chuckle sometimes when we're talking about it, but it's not like funny enough to do like how frenemies. You know what I mean? I don't know. That is all we have for you today. I hope you did enjoy it though. If you have any suggestions, please let us know. And yeah, that's it. We will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.